thousands of victims of the infected blood scandal have been told they are to receive interim compensation of £100,000 each. But unlike in England, the 100 or so affected here aren't sure when they will receive the money. The scandal has been called the worst treatment disaster in NHS history. It saw patients infected with HIV or hepatitis C in the 70s and 80s as a result of contaminated blood. Our health correspondent Mary-Louise Connolly reports.
Conan McIlwrath was born with Hemophilia, but contracted hepatitis from contaminated blood given to him as a child. For decades, he's been campaigning for justice.
We can't celebrate this. We also have to remember the people who haven't made it this far to see this result, and we also have to remember the people that have been left out with this as well, because this is only going to people under current support schemes. There are parents out there, there are children out there who won't receive any of this.
Thousands of NHS patients with haemophilia and other blood disorders across the UK became seriously ill after being given contaminated medical products imported from the United States. It happened in the 1970s and 1980s. Thousands have since died, just as many have failing health.
Obviously has an effect mentally, it has an effect that I've lived through the stigma of it, I've lived through the anxiety of it, I've lived through knowing family members suffer with it, I've lived through seeing older haemophiliacs suffer with maybe multiple viruses, and seeing all that as a child, it's you know, there has to be something traumatic about it all.
At the moment, it's only those whose health is directly affected who are receiving £100,000 in an interim compensation payment. That doesn't include people like Danille, who's cared for her mother. She says for her, it's not all about the money.
Personally, for myself, I don't feel that I deserve anything. I shouldn't get anything. It's not me that has suffered through all this. I do think that the children of people who have passed away do deserve that money as well. You know, they lost their parents.
In England, victims have been told they'll receive their payment in October. The Health Minister says Northern Ireland should be the same.
We would hope to see those payments actually start in October as well, but we are reliant on the transfer of money actually coming from Treasury direct to ourselves, because some of the work that we've been doing in the background just to ensure that this money actually comes to Department of Health, doesn't have to go through Department of Finance or to the Assembly or to the Executive, so this money comes straight into our systems so we can get it out to those who will benefit from it.
Families who've shouldered all this have welcomed the Minister's words, but say they're fearful that the next move could get lost in Northern Ireland's political vacuum. Mary-Louise Connolly, BBC Newsline.